It's the holiday season. Time to be grateful for all the blessings you have received. Time to take stock of your life and remember how God has truly blessed you. But what if you knew that God could never bless you? What if you knew that true gratitude is knowing all that you own or possess is really a curse? Join us and see if gratitude for blessings is a curse and a trap. This is Who Am I?
Who am I?
Who? Our purpose is to awaken.
Who am I?
To awaken to absolute truth.
Who am I? Who?
Who? Our purpose is to awaken to absolute truth.
Absolute.
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 Absolute truth.
Our purpose is to awaken. Are they one and the same? Absolute and truth. That's our purpose.
Who am I?
Happy holidays. Yeah, y'all don't want me to sing, do you? No. All right, okay. Who sang that? It's not Bing Crosby. Anyway, but it's the holiday season, right? You know, we just had Black Friday, and this is supposedly what they call Cyber Monday. And you know, you go anywhere downtown to the malls, all you see is people shopping for Christmas, okay. And just had Thanksgiving, and everybody goes, "Oh, I ate too much," I got to go to the gym or whatever. And we have this thing called it's the holidays, And one of the things about the holidays is people want something; they want blessings. Okay, well, not just on the holidays, but particularly during the holidays. And so we're looking at this thing. If you notice in the T's, I was saying, we usually thank God for our blessings. And that, who can argue with that? Okay, because we think God is the source of all our blessings, and we think Satan, or the devil, or whatever you want to call it, is the source of all our troubles, and we choose Satan or God or whatever. Isn't that the usual stuff that we were taught? And so we look for blessings. Come to church and get your blessings. Now, we'll ask in the T's, is that a trap? Is it a trap to think that what I really want are blessings? Okay? That this thing called Alan Carter, or whatever name you call yourself, has an identity. And this identity is strictly premised on this body. Okay? And that Alan Carter, everything's measured from this body. I think I'm here where this body is, and that you are there. And the point of reference is this body. Okay? Or I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Why? Because this body is in Atlanta, Georgia. And I think New York City or Chicago or whatever is way over there. Chicago is 800 miles or whatever, but that's the reference point is this idea, this thought, okay? And that's all it is. It's a thought that says my identity as a human is with this body. And once I have this as my basis of my identity, then I am going to have something called I don't have. Leonard.
Okay, I keep with the theme of being grateful and having gratitude because I'm identifying myself as a human identity.
Okay.
So as I see that my human identity is based on subject and object relationships, I would look at myself as being someone who's the subject and someone outside of me as being the object. I'm going to appreciate the things that I believe bring me, or the false self, or the I that I call myself, the benefit of filling some void that I believe I have. Now, I can get to the place where this gratitude is now for me, looking for the things that I say dissolve my human identity. Things that show up and say, you are not human anymore. You thought you were, because all our human identity is a thought. So if I think I'm separated from God and you do something now to me that makes me question that, that's what I'm grateful for. And so, therefore, we can use human identity to help us unveil something that is beyond human identity. Would you say?
Yeah, remember I was saying that in the previous show that the Buddha said the cause of all suffering is desire. Now, like the Buddhists usually like to think of that desire as something negative, all right? And it emphasizes, as Gloria said in the last show, it emphasizes lack. Yes, it does. But because as you started your statement, you are thinking as Leonard, and Alan thinks as Alan, and Donald Trump doesn't think. Well, no, excuse me, sorry. But anyway, but yeah, you're going to have that as your point of reference. And if there's something, since I think as a human, I think that there's something called positive and there's something called negative. All right? And so I might say desire, if I'm, Buddhist or really religious, I might say desire is negative. But since I still think maybe that desire can point me to, okay, something called, as you said, the wholeness that I am. All right? That's why if you love Jesus said, love your enemy. Now that doesn't make any sense on the face of it. Because my enemy is out to threaten and destroy me. But my enemy also is pointing to what I am attached to. All right? What I have deemed as important. Because I'm going to defend it against my enemy. All right? And so my enemy is showing me something about me that I probably don't see because he has studied me, all right, and has found out where I'm vulnerable, all right? And that where I'm vulnerable is trying to show me something where I am not aware of, okay? So, yes, I can take anything, okay, and use it as a pointer towards me seeing what truth is.
You could even do that with Trump.
Yes, I don't particularly like to. And you see, again, what am I resisting? All right, yeah, I resist Trump, okay? But that resistance is important because I think I have a political belief over here that I think is, opposite of Trump. Now, I'm defending it, and I'm calling Trump wrong. I'm caught in the human mind. Do you see that? Okay? Now, I'm not saying, are the Grand Dragon of the Klan, or Hitler, anything we may call negative, all right? But that is, that's why you don't really have an enemy. Once you can see that, all right, that they are pointing to something for you. The old saying, the whole world's in a grain of sand. Okay? It's not that the world's in a grain of sand. It is what is my viewpoint? What is my outlook? Like I said, I think I'm a body standing here in Atlanta, Georgia, and New York City is 1,000 miles away because I'm using this as a point of reference. But, that's what I have to look at, that point of reference that keeps me limited. Yes, Bahia.
But if you're a human being, the closest thing, the closest that you're going to, the closest you're going to get to somebody understanding that is the way that we view positive and negative in terms of self-preservation.
Okay.
Yeah. Is this harming me or is this helping me? And then if you can switch it and become indifferent to what is going on instead of measuring it in terms of your survival and just kind of let go and wait on the outcome, maybe you can step a little bit closer to letting go of this notion of being able to preserve yourself or, needing to preserve yourself. But most human beings, myself included, with everything that I know, are stuck in the plus and minus.
Oh, yeah, because that's human thought. Right. Okay? And basically human thought is self-preservation. I mean, well, I know y'all don't know anything about cockroaches, because all you live in Buckhead, and, cockroaches are outlawed in Buckhead, right, or something. Anyway, but, you go into the kitchen at night and turn on the light, okay, and what happens with the cockroach? They scare it, they just scatter away, looking for some place to hide, okay? That's self-preservation. Or, you tell me, you might say, Alan Carter, you're stupid. I go, well, who you are, let's get on. I'm going to preserve, this idea I have of myself, okay? And your mama, I might come back, that's my old ingenious stuff I could come back with. But anyway, the point, though, is this self-preservation you're talking about. But what self am I preserving? Okay? Yeah, Brian.
Speaking on the note of self-preservation, is being grateful or having gratitude, is that a selfish characteristic?
Is what?
Is it a selfish characteristic?
You want to answer that?
Is it a selfish? I think it's a trick that we play on ourselves, because if you get quiet enough, long enough, you'll understand that the plus and minus doesn't exist, and that you have everything already.
So,
There's nothing to be grateful for. You already got it.
so would that be then what we talked about at the end of last session, with just being a state of being?
Mm-hmm. This word, what does it mean? Everybody says, I am a self, know thyself, or whatever. What do you mean by self? It's the awareness of being. Who's being? I be, okay? This is God. Self is God, all right? The only self there is. Now, when you say self-preservation, of course, Alan Carter, number one, I got the name Alan, okay? That's because my father's middle name was Alan. Because I think I'm a body that came out of a woman called Ruth Carter. Right, Joe? And so I call this myself, this body. And I have a built-in thing, just like cockroaches, to preserve it. Okay? If I came at you with a knife right now, you of course will, fight back or run or whatever. Okay? So the thing though is you have to understand what the word self means. Investigate it. Your mind will automatically tell you that you are this body that is in time and space. And we don't question it. It seems real. Well, who told you it was real? Your mind. Okay? And do you investigate your mind? And I just don't mean like what psychologists said. Because psychologists are caught down here. This is where Freud was. This is where they taught me at Columbia. Okay? And it's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's part of the human game. It's just like, I got to go to my physician next week, for a checkup. Yeah, I hope my blood pressure is, below 130 over 80 or something like that, because I still think I'm a body. Did I see? Yeah, Raphael, so your hand.
Yeah, Dr. Carter, the Kickstarter question here. Number 2, can God be grateful? And number 5, what does gratitude really mean? And probably in the number 3, can the devil be grateful? I said, well, the way I can say that, and I'm looking at this here, number 5, what gratitude really means. Well, if it's part of humility, I can accept that, but when you go to, can the devil be grateful? Yes, because you're looking at gratitude, selfishness or self-preservation again, and I think that 2, can God be grateful? Yes, it can be grateful when we have awareness what humility is.
Okay. There are a lot of questions in there.
I'm trying to answer, your,
Yeah, my questions, yeah.
your
those three
questions
that you,
and
that
two.
you picked
Can
up.
be a devil, it
Yeah.
can be,
Yeah,
can be
if the
good.
premise that there's a God and a
depends.
devil.
It depends on your awareness of the self.
Yes. Lydia,
During the break, I looked up the word gratitude
okay?
because I wasn't sure as to how it's being used. And one of the definitions said that it was grateful. It's being appreciative of having received a benefit, okay? And since God is all that there is nothing for God to receive. So there's no room for gratefulness in that if it is already all that there is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an excellent point, Lydia. If that is the definition, and I assume you get it from Webster, who
Yeah.
are the authority that we said for definitions. As you're saying, if God can receive something, then he's not whole.
Right.
He's not infinite. He's not complete. Okay? That's why we don't want to give all the honor, all the glory, all to God. Okay? Because I want something for me. Okay? And so, that God is like, Alan. I'm grateful when I get it, and I'm angry when I'm disappointed when I don't get it. You don't give me the money. Give me my money, Lydia. I'm disappointed or angry that Lydia didn't give me the money that I think she owes me. Or Lydia gives me some money out of the blue. Oh, I love Lydia. She gave me $1,000, y'all, but then she can say, give me my $1,000 back, right? So, yeah, it is that, receiving, which is duality. Joan, you had your hand
Well,
up.
no, I was just thinking, and I don't want to be inappropriate with a rabbit hole statement, but within the context of religion, the whole notion of blessing is different to me than gratitude.
What do you mean?
I think one can be grateful and can be appreciative and feel good and well pleased, as they say, without the whole notion of God that we as humans see.
Yeah. Well, I hope you, really, that's the only way you can be grateful without the notion of God.
But it seems to me the whole notion of blessing, as we've been talking about it, has somehow is a religious
Concept.
concept. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. B.F. Skinner, the father of operant conditioning, he basically said that all religions are superstition, okay? And he was saying that, they're based upon reinforcement theory. And what he calls, you get, it's a variable schedule of reinforcement. But in other words, you don't get reinforced every time, okay? And so you get then the control of the behavior. And that's what he says religion is where religion is based upon you. If I pray to the Lord Jesus Christ or to Allah or to whoever, I may get a blessing. God may answer my prayers, or he may not. And the reason being is my faith wasn't strong enough or something like that, okay? But then, I hear about Sister Mary, and she prayed and God answered her prayers. And I go, oh. Or, on my fifth time in asking God, he gives me, I get my prayer answered. Now, that concept of God is controlling my behavior. And I would call that good because it's a blessing. Yeah, it's a very powerful control technique, as Skinner pointed out. But, it's all based upon, as Lydia was saying, that there's something outside of me. Okay, I'm receiving something. Okay? And what you're pointing out, maybe if I can look and see that it's all within me. I'm not there was a movie called Joe and the Volcano. Anybody see it? Well, anyway, what happened, I don't want to get the whole movie away, but, the whole thing was, every kind of thing was bad was happening to him. He was getting ready to die. He was on this ship and it exploded and so forth. And right before he died, he says, everything's perfect. Okay? See, the human mind cannot conceive of perfection. Okay? See, if I'm dependent upon certain circumstances and certain conditions being met. Okay? If my health is okay. Okay? And then, of course, something else can happen. But I'm dependent upon certain circumstances and conditions being met. But what, as John, you say, if I realize there's nothing outside of me that I'm dependent upon, what if, I know that everything is perfect and complete right now? That, what if I'm hanging on a cross with nails in my hand and a spear in my side, and I know that it's perfect, and I know that Judas didn't betray me, that I am totally at peace because I'm not identified as a body. Okay, I'm spirit. And what can you take away from spirit? And that's not only for Jesus, okay? If it was reserved just for Jesus and not for Alan Carter or Joan Carter or Raphael or Gloria or Carol or Nancy or whoever, then that ain't love, okay? Okay, who was next? Yeah, Leonard.
The word you just said now just brought something to my awareness. You said now is self and now is perfect. Human mind cannot understand that because in the now, there is no mind. So if we're going to really look at this easily and simply as it is, the human and personal identity is a tool to not accept the now.
Right.
So really, it's really saying that for us as humans, that now is not sufficient, and what we're looking for is something that is right now, not now. So we really are looking for the future, right now. We're not looking at now. So we can't experience what you're just saying because we're never really trying to be in the now. And we don't have to be in the now. The now is already here because it's self-sustaining. It's eternal. It's beyond comprehension. But at this point, you've asked that question in a different show, saying, how can you get outside this now? Can you ever leave now? But the human is always trying to leave the now. And that's what all of us are having a difficult time with, is trying to not be lazy. We're always trying to be doing something. And when you're doing something, you're always leaving the now. But when you're just being lazy, or so to speak, which I have no problem doing. I'll be honest with you right now.
Right now.
That helps me be.
Yeah.
And with that be, that's what helps me understand what you're talking about.
Yes, because you're slowing that mind down, as Raphael likes to say. Yeah, because all thinking is time-based. I mean, I can look at Raphael, and I can say he's a man who's mature, good-looking, not as good-looking as me, but good-looking or whatever. Okay, all of that is time-based. Okay, I know what a male is. I know what good-looking is or whatever. Okay, that's time-based. All right, because I was taught that. I think I saw it by here. You were next.
Yeah, I don't want to confuse things,
That's
but
all right. You take it where we are confused.
I kind of plugged into what your sister said about relating all this to some kind of religious aspect or understanding of God. And I couldn't help but pay attention to the fact that most of all of your basis comes from this notion of all, and all being everything and pervasive, and that if you're going to understand who you are, well, then you have to go back to all. Well, that closely resembles a religious belief.
How's that?
That God is omnipresent, omnipowerful, etc. And so it becomes really difficult to sort out, am I dealing with a religious belief or am I dealing with something else?
Well, omni, which means all, okay, omnipotence. Yes, you ask most religious people, what is God? And they would tell you, God is omnipresent. Our God is omnipotent. Okay, all powerful, all present. And then what happens? He'll bring in the devil, right? Most, particularly, the Judean Christian, because, you take the devil out of the Bible, what you got? Very little Bible, okay? So the thing is, yes, they can say it, but do they really investigate it? Okay? See, the human mind can say anything. I can say unicorns exist, okay? But, that doesn't mean it's true, okay? I mean, like I said, if you got a religion, I don't care. Do whatever you want with it. But it's a belief, which means it's psychology. It's cognition, okay? And what we want to do is go beyond a human thought, okay? Beyond belief, beyond thought, like what Leonard was just saying, where there is no time, okay? Time and mind and thought are all synonyms, all right? And religion is caught up in beliefs. And it's okay. You can believe in Santa Claus. It doesn't make any difference. And if it does you some good, that's okay. But no, it's not truth. No belief can be true. Yeah, go ahead then, Raphael.
Well, I was just going to say that, could you put belief, you put belief under the human identity and personal identity
Yes.
versus fact, truth is God's identity.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. God can't believe.
So the omni words, it's like saying that religion believes those omni words. Christianity uses those omni words as a belief versus those omni words are fact.
Yeah. And I just got the signal that we're out of time. So we put a pause. You can get your question in the next one, okay? And so, you see if you can put in your pass machine, okay? But yeah, keep open to this. Keep open to, what do I know to be true? How do I know it to be true? Is truth ever not true? Okay? And keep asking those questions, all right? And thank you for being willing to ask those questions, as we are being thankful that we can ask these questions. So thank you.
Living Truth 365 is proud to support Dr. Alan Carter and the Who Am I television show. Please visit our website at livingtruth365.org to find out more about our services, classes, and community support. We invite you to visit with us and share our journey in truth.